Hello, this is Danny from Danny's Luxury Cruise Vacations, an independent affiliate of the Avoya Travel Network. And today we have one of our top cruise line executives, one of our favorite partners in the travel industry. We have Nanette from Seabourn, one of the ultra luxurious cruise lines in the world. And we're going to learn a little more about what this wonderful ultra luxurious cruise line has to offer. Welcome, Nanette. So nice to see you and happy holidays.
Oh, happy holidays, Danny. You are one of my favorite people in the world. I love always seeing you. We were just together on the Avoya conference, which was spectacular and lots of fun to spend time together. And thank you for inviting me on. I always enjoy doing this with you.
And I appreciate it. Thank you for your continued support. The feeling is mutual. Nanette, you and I both know how wonderful Seabourn is. Can you tell the audience that will be viewing this, tell them a little bit about Seabourn, who you are, and
Yeah.
what they can expect on one of your cruise ships?
Yeah. Danny, one of the things that's just to my heart is Seabourn. I've worked for our brand for many, many years. And unfortunately, I've been in the industry a long time. I quit counting how many years I've been in the travel industry. But Seabourn has been, and this is sort of something that I think I told you on the ship when we were together, was, you know what? We're 38 years old this year. We are the oldest ultra luxury brand in the world. We've been doing this longer than everyone. This is not new for us. And that space is really crowded now. There's a lot of new luxury ships and products out there, which all are great. But I always love the fact that we've been doing this longer than everyone. And, Seabourn has four ocean going vessels, so you can go everywhere in the globe. We transit everywhere. Of course, on our ocean going vessels, which that beautiful picture behind you is one of the ocean vessels. And then we have these two brand new, beautiful in the last three and a half years, expedition vessels. And those hold 264 guests. So very intimate, very unique, built for ice, built for the polar regions. But on the other hand, they transit the globe. And you and I were talking about that, you can book your clients on an expedition vessel, so new, beautiful, but when they're not in the polar regions, they're transiting the world. They're going all over the place. So you could get them one of those expedition vessels in the Caribbean, for example, and have a total different experience on an expedition ship in the Caribbean than you do maybe on, for example, in Antarctica or the Arctic. So that's what's unique. And, I think the fact that we've been around so long and we've been in that ultra luxury space is really unique. Our service is what absolutely makes us different than everyone else. That Seabourn moment that we always talk about, it truly happens on every sailing. We are global, of course, but really those are some of the unique features I think that Seabourn's always had.
And I know you said you're global, so does that include Alaska as well during the Alaska season, which we know is a very short window?
Yeah, and you know what? What is so spectacular about Alaska and Seabourn is we're up there usually from about May to September, but we don't do the traditional routes. We do longer routes, but we have some shorter ones too. But we do it on our ocean vessel. So we do it on one of our vessels that is absolutely gorgeous, but we carry the expedition team on board. So usually 8 to 12 expedition leaders are on board with us in Alaska. So they are the ones that are doing all of the destination immersion talks. They're getting the guests ready for what they're going to see in wildlife. And then we launch all the zodiacs and the kayaks from the back of our ship. And you can't really see it on that picture you have behind you, but we have a platform that is on the back of all of the ocean vessels. And that's where we can launch all the kayaks and the zodiacs. So when you're in Alaska, the captain may make a choice to go down a smaller tributary, drop anchor, and say, okay, we're going to launch the kayaks and the zodiacs here because we may see some wildlife in that tributary down there, or we may see the bears. I just saw some really cool footage of two bears fighting actually in Alaska that the ship was able to capture because we were right off the green space that the bears were in. They were hunting and they had a big fight and we were able to capture it with footage. It's really cool
Yeah,
looking.
I can
So
imagine.
Yeah, yeah. And then what's great is there in the next picture, you could see the kayaks were kind of kayaking, but they were certainly far enough offshore to stay out of danger, but it was very cool. So
I can imagine. I can imagine. So, having said that, Nanette, is Seabourn an all-inclusive product?
that's a good one. You know, we are, and you see that in the marketing. You see that it's really in a lot of brands marketing now. We do make some conscious choices though. On our expedition vessels, everything's included with the exception of the submarine rides. Those are pretty spectacular. It only takes four people at a time, so it's a different thing. But
Mhm.
everything is included because, all of your exploring is there. On the ocean vessels, everything is included. Of course, all your beverages, of course, all your dining venues anywhere are complimentary. However, what we have always done is we have said on our ocean vessels, we want you to make a choice for your short excursions. We don't want you to feel like you have to take certain excursions that are only, you don't have a choice on. So we do offer short excursions on the ocean vessels that do have a small fee on them. They're very reasonably priced and they're up to you because I know a lot of times, Danny, you do a lot of customized things for your clients. So you will be doing some customized tours, maybe in different locations for them. And we don't want you to feel like you've got to take these short excursions because it's part of the price. We just want people to have choices. We feel very strongly about that. And I think it's worked. That's the way we've always been.
Well, and it's funny. I feel the same way because we know the from the other side of the industry with the land-based vacations
Mhm.
going to an all-inclusive for the people that don't drink. You're paying to go to an all-inclusive resort, and the alcohol is included.
Yeah.
But if you have one or two drinks a day, so it's kind of the same thing with the shore excursions. Why pay for something if you're not going to want it? So that makes a
Yeah.
lot of sense.
Yeah, and I think it's very fair. On the expedition ship, there's everything's included because it's there, right? You're there exploring. But on ocean, it's a different feel, and we want you to have choices. And we know that you take such good care of your clients that we want to make sure if they want a private trip somewhere, or they want to do something different, or they just want to stay on the ship and enjoy it. That's
Right.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Now, having said that, being you're inclusive and luxury, is it i- is it fair to say that it's an older demographic, or is your demographic seeing a younger crowd at this point,
Yeah.
more affordable for people?
Yeah, good question. I think the demographics over the years have changed. They certainly have. Being in the industry a long time, like I have, I've seen a change. Um, the seaboard ocean vessels, I would say you're going to find a demographic of like that, 45 to 100, let's say, demographic because they might be in the Med, they might be in Alaska, they might be in Asia. And I think, what we find is the people that are still working, what do they need? They want Wi-Fi on board. So we put Starlink on all of our
Oh,
vessels, which is
nice.
great. So anyone can work from the expedition ships in Antarctica to up in Alaska on an ocean ship or in the Med or wherever you are in the world. So that is the demographic that we see a lot of seaborne guests are becoming is that working. They're still working, but they want that luxury. They want that brand name they can trust that's been in the industry longer than everyone. So I think the demographics have changed overall. Of course, if you're going to book a long 94-day pole to pole expedition, you might find a little bit of an older generation on board because those are the ones that can certainly take the time off. But we are seeing a wider range, and the expedition, believe it or not, is a very wide range. You find the 40-year-olds that want to really explore and see and do, but have that luxury. But then you also find those people that are 70, 80, and they want to have a very small ship. They want to go to these really unique destinations, break into the ice, but may not be maybe doing the polar plunge with everybody.
Got you, got you. Um, all right, so we know it's all inclusive. We know it's a smaller ship, more intimate, more personal. Do you have butlers? And if you have butlers, is it in all categories or just your high-end suites?
So we don't call them butlers because we've always felt like a butler is a very kind of a strong word and they're terrific, believe me or not. But we have suite attendants because
Okay.
all of our vessels are suites. and or all of our, I should say, staterooms are suites. And with that, we call them suite attendants, and they are there to really think about what your clients or our guests might need before they even think about what they want. So, for example, when I was in Antarctica, very cold, I was chilly, we were on the ice for probably almost 4 hours. I was ready to get back on the ship, and I got back into my suite, and guess what? I had a hot bath with rose petals in it.
Nice.
Nor I didn't ask for it, nor did I dream about it, nor did I even think about it. And it was waiting for me. And that's kind of what the suite attendants do. They think ahead of time about what anybody might want and try to really meet that need. And that really was unique. I think that's that Seabourn moment I always think about. And so our suite attendants are there to be at their service for whatever you need, but not be intrusive. And I think that's what makes our service really unique.
Yep, yep. And it's not like some of the big ships today that nickel and dime you and walk around offering drinks all day.
Oh, yeah, no, for
There's
sure.
something to be said for that intimate, quiet, relaxation type atmosphere. There's a lot to
Yeah.
be said for that. Who would you say is a good fit for you for your cruise line?
Well, I think, those 40-year-olds to 60 that are still really working, but want that luxury getaway, small ships, intimate. They want to go to unique places, small hidden gem places in the world that some of the big ships can't get into. And then I think, on our expedition vessels, you're going to find that it's a very wide demographic of who wants to really be on the ice necessarily or be in the Arctic or maybe take a submarine ride in the Mediterranean or the Caribbean. Again, a wide range, age range, but I think anyone that's really looking for small ships, that's looking for a brand that's been around longer than everybody, that really truly is that ultra luxury, but a yacht-like atmosphere. Our ships are so well designed that you have a lot of outdoor space, you have a lot of places to go where there isn't anyone else on the ship.
Mhm.
Those are some of the design things that we've done over the years that I think really pay off. So I think you're looking at, that 40-year-olds to 100-year-olds that really want to have that great experience, that luxury feel. But yet, sometimes we will find people that are traveling on us that bring their teenage kids too, because these are well-traveled individuals. They are used to being on, in all-inclusive resorts or in traveling with their parents or their families, and they don't need the rock climbing walls and the water slides. They want good Wi-Fi and they want good movies.
And of course, the wonderful experience they get. They're travelers.
Yeah,
And my parents did the same thing with me. I started traveling at a young age, and to me, it's all about the experience. Let's go
yeah,
out and see things, and especially after the pandemic, people I find want more of the experience traveling with family,
yep,
extended family, seeing places because they realize how short life is. So let's see as much as possible.
yeah.
And with your product, you go all over the whole world in a wonderful way. Nanette, any last minute comments or thoughts that you'd like to share with us?
I just appreciate of you and the Avoya Network is fantastic. They've been longtime supporters of Seabourn, and we have some good, great Black Friday promotions that start next week and go through December 2nd, and then our Wave promotion. You have all those, Danny, and
Mhm.
I'll make sure that you're well versed on them. But it's a phenomenal time to travel the world. We really are thrilled that we have been able to be in this ultra luxury space longer than everyone. And we do feel like we really are a different brand than maybe some of the other luxury products that are out there because we really can get in these small, unique ports of call. We've been in the industry so long that a lot of times we will overnight where we really feel like it's an important place for your clients to see and experience the nightlife. Sometimes we do even spend, 2 days at a place. So it's really unique, but the brand has been around so long. I love it. It is a trusted brand that I think, always is top of mind. I know you're a great supporter of Seabourn, and we appreciate everything you
Sure.
do.
Yep. And we appreciate you too, Nanette. Nanette, having said that, thank you so much for sharing some
Thank
insights
you.
with us and happy holidays.
Happy holidays, my friend. I appreciate you, and holidays are coming, so get ready.
There you go.